So I've been on a search for a set of half doors for the Wrangler now for a few years. Listen, when I was in college, a buddy of mine had a red YJ base model, no air conditioning, no carpeting, half doors, soft top, and call it nostalgia, but I've been on a mission to find a set of half doors and relive my glory days. All kidding aside, yes, the open air feel that half doors provide is cool, but the benefits that they provide on the trail are significant. The additional visibility that you get with a set of half doors is meaningful on the trail. One of the cool things about owning a Wrangler is the popularity of the vehicle lends itself to a vast array of options on the aftermarket. And while that is an advantage, it can also be overwhelming. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the research that I did and the decision making process that I went through in my pursuit of a set of half doors for the Wrangler. And listen, there are so many cool options out there. The Mopar factory half door kit is pretty cool. Moto built, Genrite, JCR, and I'm sure there's other companies out there that make aluminum half doors. Really cool option. You could go the tube door route and then look for skins and uppers to protect the Jeep from the elements. But a lot of cool options out there, which I guess is a good problem to have. So if I were you and I were in pursuit of a set of half doors, the first question I would ask myself is, what is the purpose of the half door? What use case do you have in mind? If you're looking for something that looks great, that you can run all summer long, I would go with the factory Mopar half doors. And at one point in time, I was close to pulling the trigger. Those are popping up on Facebook Marketplace on a regular basis here in Michigan. And I had made the decision. I found a set of factory black Mopar half doors listed for $4,500. I talked the guy down to 42. I was ready to pull the trigger, and then I backed out of the deal. And the reason why I backed out of the deal was the realization that the Mopar half doors just didn't suit the use that I had in mind. And oh yeah, $4,200. That's a lot of dough to spend on a mod that really doesn't add any performance to the Wrangler. You could make the argument that you're saving some weight versus the full steel doors, but in reality, $4,200 for a mod that doesn't add any noticeable performance to the Wrangler was a tough pill for me to swallow. And the other reason I didn't go with aluminum or the Mopar doors is the fact that I can't run half doors year round. It doesn't make any sense where I live. If I lived out west or in Southern Cal, where I could run half doors and a soft top year round, I would probably invest in a set of moto built aluminum half doors, get them painted, and I would probably run them year round. But that just doesn't work here in the Midwest. So in the end, I pulled the trigger on a set of fabric doors from Bestop. And this is an option that I've been considering for a long time. Listen, these things aren't cheap either. If you go to the Bestop website, you will see that a full set of fabric doors is not an inexpensive option. Now, it's inexpensive relatively speaking, relative to aluminum half doors, adding uppers, adding a paint job, or going the Mopar factory route. Yes, it's inexpensive, but it's still a chunk of change. But these Bestop half doors are a Facebook Marketplace find, and I've been monitoring Facebook Marketplace for some time now, looking for an opportunity to snag either a set of aluminum or fabric half doors. These came up, I pulled the trigger, and I gotta tell you, so far, I'm really happy with my purchase. But I digress. I had made the decision that I wanted to go with fabric half doors some time ago when I truly thought about use case. And my use case is to have these doors on the Jeep in the summer, running with half doors only, but having the uppers in the back of the Jeep in case it rains. But we have a big trip planned out west this summer, and I want to be able to run on the freeway out to Colorado with the full steel doors, keep the fabric soft doors in the back of the Jeep. When we get to Colorado, check into our Airbnb, the full steel doors come off, go in the room, the fabric doors go on the Jeep, and I can have those to run the trail both in Colorado and in Moab. And that just wouldn't work well if I had gone with the Mopar factory doors or with a set of aluminum doors that I had painted to match the Jeep. Number one, they would take up more space in the Wrangler, and number two, I would be terrified of scratching the paint. I don't need to worry about that with the factory doors because they're super lightweight, they don't take up a lot of space, and there's no paint to damage. The other reason that I decided to go with the fabric doors, and something that I discovered as I went down the rabbit hole, was the realization that these things have street cred. If you look back at CJs and vintage Jeeps, fabric doors were a thing, man. And for me, that's just an added bonus. It's one of those insider things that if you know, you know. Now, I've only had these fabric doors for a few days. I've had them on the Jeep, and my experience so far, I absolutely love them. They make no sense for a lot of reasons, and they make all the sense in the world for a lot of other reasons. They are loud. Anything over 45 and the flapping with the uppers on is super annoying, but what do you expect, right? I'm not planning on running the uppers unless it's raining. If it's cold, I'll turn the heat on and the heated seats. And honestly, the other thing that I want to do is run doorless for a good portion of the summer. And I can have these fabric doors in the back of the Jeep ready at a moment's notice in case I have inclement weather, which is always a risk here in the Midwest. Do they keep the Jeep dry in the rain? Well, as you can see in this video, I've had the fabric doors on during a rain event. Now, this wasn't heavy rain, but it did rain for an extended period of time, and I did drive the Jeep at speeds up to 55 with the fabric doors on during the rain. The cab of the Jeep was dry. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, but a heck of a lot drier than the Jeep would have been, or I would have been, if I did not have the fabric doors. As I already mentioned, these fabric doors are used. They need a little bit of TLC, new latches, and I need to take the time to adjust them. But so far, I really am happy with this purchase. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of these, and I will continue to post updates as I use the fabric doors throughout this summer. As always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all those things if you want to, and please tell all of your Jeep fanatic friends about the channel. Take care.